The scent of roasted meat hung heavy in the air, a deceptive promise of warmth and connection. But beneath the veneer of a perfectly prepared dinner lay a secret, a chilling truth revealed through a single, horrifying bite. He hadn't spoken to me in months, and I was about to understand why. The kitchen was spotless, gleaming under the soft glow of the overhead lights. I hummed a cheerful tune, bustling around the stovetop, determined to recapture a spark that had long since faded. "Hi, honey," I chirped. "How was your day?" His response was a deafening silence. He threw his briefcase onto the floor with a dull thud, the sound echoing in the otherwise quiet house. A familiar ritual unfolded, the grab for a beer from the fridge, the mechanical act of opening a can. It was always the same. "Is dinner ready yet?" he mumbled, his voice flat, devoid of any inflection. I pointed to the timer ticking relentlessly on the kitchen counter. The aroma of roasting meat filled the air, a tantalizing promise slowly being extinguished by his indifference. The meatloaf needed another 20 minutes. Trying to inject a little levity, I quipped, "I think the correct phrase is, what's cookin', good lookin'." A feeble attempt, I knew, at rekindling a warmth that felt like a distant memory. He sighed, the sound heavy with exhaustion and something else, something I couldn't quite place. "Look, I've had a long day," he said, draining his beer in a few quick gulps. "Just come get me when it's ready." "I will, honey," I said, masking a flicker of disappointment. "After dinner, I have a surprise for you," a dismissive grunt. "Whatever." And with that, he retreated upstairs, the rhythmic click of his footsteps ascending the stairs a soundtrack to my growing unease. He vanished behind a closed door, lost within the digital world of video games, leaving me alone with the simmering meatloaf and the gnawing feeling that something was terribly wrong. Supper seemed to be all he cared about these days. The sustenance, the routine, as if food were the only connection he still recognized. I tried everything to coax a conversation, a shared moment, but he just wouldn't open up. It was all right. I told myself it was all right. The meatloaf was perfect, a rich, savory blend of beef and pork seasoned with herbs and spices. A masterpiece, really. I'd even prepared sides to match. Roast cauliflower with lemongrass and shallot, jacket potatoes with garlic confit, his favorite. I envisioned his face lighting up, a genuine smile gracing his lips. But instead, he simply began eating without even glancing at his plate, his eyes glued to the cold glow of his phone. The silence was oppressive, punctuated only by the metallic scraping of his fork against the china. It was all right. I repeated the mantra, desperately clinging to the hope that a single bite of my lovingly prepared meal might crack through his emotional wall. After 15 minutes of silence, broken only by the sounds of him chewing, I couldn't stand it anymore. I had to say something. "So, how's the meatloaf?" I asked, my voice a little too bright, a little too hopeful. "Good," he grunted, not even looking up from his phone. "Curious about your surprise?" I asked, forcing a smile, hoping to elicit some reaction. "Want a hint?" He finally looked up, his eyes narrowed, a flicker of annoyance in their depths. "Is that what this is about? Some childish game? Is this it, you crazy bitch?" he cried, clutching his mouth in horror, staring at me with more passion than he had in months. "Of course not," I replied, pleased that I finally had his attention. His face crumpled, his body seemed to go rigid with dread. She was pregnant. The scent of roasted meat lingered, now tainted with the bitter tang of betrayal and the chilling realization of a carefully constructed illusion shattered.